Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to give you a shop update preview, what will be going into the shop this Friday, February 7th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time at pineappleyarn.com. And I have an assortment of yarn here for you, and I also have some new scents of candles as well. I'm going to go ahead and talk about the candles I will be stocking in the shop tomorrow on Friday. And these candles are beeswax and coconut oil candles. So I actually create the wax myself, and I don't purchase a pre-mixed wax. So this is the real deal wax. I also use hemp wicks, and so it's a really clean burn. I'll have 4 different scents, and this first one is Regatta. I've had this in the shop before, and it is such a good scent. It has salty notes, and so it reminds me of the ocean, but also a little bit of fruit in it as well. It's just a really fresh scent. I almost think it has maybe a touch of floral, kind of smells like to me, but it is so fresh. I love it, especially living by the ocean. This is totally the scent that I gravitate towards. So this one is Regatta. The next one will be a new scent, and it's called Fresh Linens. And I really love this scent because it reminds me of just a really clean laundry scent. And you might know what I'm talking about, like what we think of as like a cotton scent, just that really clean scent. But this one isn't an overwhelming kind of cottony laundry scent. And I hope that I'm making sense when I say that. I don't really like things that are just that really strong scent. This one has hints of that scent, but then it also does have a little bit of fruit in it. It's a really interesting scent, and it just reminds me of like sunshine. It reminds me of sheets, fresh laundry out on the line, drying in the sunshine, and you get hints of, things growing and, maybe if you have some fruit in your backyard or some floral notes. It just is such a great scent, and I'm really excited to introduce kind of that fresh cottony scent. I'm so excited to have something like that in my shop. The next 2 scents that I have are totally in anticipation of spring and summer. I am unashamedly excited for spring and summer, and these 2 candles are definitely in ode to that. This first one is called Herb Garden, and I love fresh feminine green scents. That's definitely personally what I love. But I wanted to introduce something that was maybe a little more unisex, something that was, it would work maybe in a shared bathroom. Maybe your husband, your partner doesn't really like all of those floral-y scents. This is definitely what you'd be looking for. Herb Garden is just a really great blend of herbs, obviously. Bergamot. I know it has that kind of sharp, spicy tarragon scent. It is such a wonderful green, fresh scent, and I absolutely love it. It totally reminds me of all of those herb perennials that you have growing in the summer, and this is such a great one. This would be a great candle for your kitchen as well, because it smells like herbs. It's so great. So this is Herb Garden. And then the final candle I have is called Cucumber Slices, and I bet you can guess what it smells like. This is another light, fresh scent, and it is so amazing. It smells like cucumbers, so just that very fresh, green, watery scent. It has a hint of sweetness to me, and I think that's part of the cucumber. I mean, if you put cucumber slices in water And you know, it has that just beautiful green cucumbery scent. This is exactly what it smells like. So there's really no guessing. This smells exactly what it's called, and it's again just a wonderful green scent for spring and summer. All of those candles are 6 ounces, and because they're made with beeswax, they're very long burning. A lot of waxes that are used in other candles are softer waxes, and which means they burn faster. It's just the way it is. But beeswax is a very hard wax, and so it's so great for a long-lasting burn. And then obviously beeswax is such a natural product. It's just a really great product to use for candles. I love burning candles year round when I'm knitting. It just kind of adds to the ambiance. And mostly I knit at night in the evening. And so I knit after the children have gone to bed, and so I can light a candle. No one's going to get into the candle. And yeah, it's just kind of a little ritual I have, which I love. And so I'm so excited to be able to stock all these candles in the shop now. But I'm going to move on to yarn and the colorways I'll be stocking this week. The first colorway I will be stocking is called Poolside. It is just, yeah, this color. I love it so much. I had actually wanted to knit a super bulky sweater in this color, and I'm still really wanting to do that because it is just a beautiful clear blue, hence the name Poolside, and I think it looks so beautiful with so many different tones and different variegated colorways. But anyway, I'll give you a close-up here. I am always having trouble with my light and trying to get accurate colors on here. I'm just going to bring it back here because this is the most accurate. But I have my Lani sock base. This is my gold Nani twist, which is a 2-ply gold stellina, and the sparkles in this are crazy. They never show up on camera, but it's so beautiful with this colorway. I will also have it in a DK weight, I believe. So that will kind of round out the 3 bases that I'll have on this tonal. Of course, if you ever want 3 or more skeins of any colorway, any tonal, you can always custom order that. It's no problem. So there's always that option too. But this is Poolside. This colorway is actually the colorway I'm wearing today. It is called Cook Pine, and it is just a beautiful, luminous green. I love this colorway, obviously, because I knit an entire sweater out of it. But it looks so great with, you know, by itself, but it also looks really, really great with neons and brights. And so I'll show you with one of these bright colors. And this is totally getting blown out, but I think that these two will look so great in a project. And I think it would be a beautiful accent. It would be beautiful in color work. Anyway, so I will also have this on my Lani sock base, my gold Nani twist, as well as DK. And the gold, I just wish you could see this. Let's see if I can get it to show up. Yeah, you can see the gold in that now, I think. It is just gleaming on this dark color. It's beautiful. And it's still getting blown out, but wow. The gold in this is just, it's so beautiful on the gold stellina. So anyway, this is the Cook Pine, and I'll be stocking that again. The next tonal I have is called Pink Hibiscus, and I just knit a hat out of it. I'll show you in a moment. But love this so much, this color. It's not a neon, but it is a very, very bright fuchsia pink. And that's why I named it Pink Hibiscus, because it really is the color of some hibiscus flowers. So I will have this on Lani sock, Gold Nani Twist as well as DK. And I'll show you the hat that I just knit out of it. If you watch my podcast that I just finished recording, you will have seen this, but I knit this hat out of the pink hibiscus colorway, and this is, I believe it's called the Rays hat from Molly Klein Designs, and I say it hesitatingly because she hasn't released the pattern yet. This was a test knit, and so I hope this is the right name. But anyway, this was such a cool reverse stockinette hat. And so yeah, pink hibiscus, it's a really bright, beautiful fuchsia. Last tonal that I dyed up is really one that I worked on for quite a while to get the recipe right. I wanted to get this recipe just right. This is a really beautiful pale gray lavender called Sea Urchin, and I think this color is just stunning. And I actually dyed it up to go with these different colors like Poolside. I think these go really well together. Even pink hibiscus. I dyed these kind of all at the same time because I thought they looked really pretty together. So you can kind of see. I love how these pair together. But I'm just restocking Sea Urchin and some of these other colors, so you have a full shop to choose from. But yes, Sea Urchin, I love it. I don't think, for me personally, I have such warm undertones with my skin, and if I didn't though, Sea Urchin, hands down, I would be knitting a sweater out of that because I love that color so much. I just know that for me, unfortunately, I think it would totally wash me out. But if you have like maybe a cooler toned skin, oh my goodness, Sea Urchin, gorgeous. Love that color so much. All right, let's move on to the crazy speckled colorways, the variegated ones. The ones I know y'all love, so let's take a look at those. This one is Makaha. And it is such a beautiful blend of blues. It's definitely predominantly blue. And it has different colored speckles on it. Got some green here and some orange. Along with this colorway actually has a lot of different colored speckles. So yeah. This is such a beautiful blue colorway called Makaha. And all of my yarn this week I will have on, or my speckled colorways, I will have on my Lani sock base, my Gold Nani Twist, and DK, my Lani DK, which is a 75-25 superwash merino nylon blend. But then also, and I don't think I have any wound in the Makaha yet, but all of these, I'm pretty sure all of my colorways, not the tonals, but the speckled variegated ones, I am going to make sock sets out of a few. And so here is an example of one sock set I will have. This is my next colorway. This is called Bird of Paradise. And I'm going to pair it with this really cool orange tone. I'm going to take a moment just to explain my sock sets really quickly. This is a 50-gram main color along with a 20-gram mini skein for accents like cuffs and heels and toes. And so with my sock sets, you will receive a 70-gram little bundle just like this. And so the reason I started dyeing these up and packaging them this way is because for me personally, even when I make some really long socks, I never use the entire 100-gram skein of yarn. And so I had so many kind of like half skeins of yarn left, which there's nothing wrong with that because there's plenty of projects you can knit. So for me and for most people and most people's sock size, this is plenty of yarn for a pair of socks. What I would do and what I would recommend if you're not sure if this would fit your knitting style and size of socks, I would weigh a pair of socks that you already have. If you have a kitchen scale or a little knitting scale, I would just weigh a pair of socks you've already knit and see how much they weigh, and that'll give you a good idea and see if this is a good starting point for you for the sock sets. A lot of you purchase these, and because I think you like not having a half a skein of yarn left over as well. And this is just fun because you get an accent color. So all that to say, this is Bird of Paradise. This will be the sock set that goes with the Bird of Paradise colorway. And here's a full skein of it. It is just a really punchy blend of these oranges and greens and blues. There's a little bit of these purples in it, and of course all the speckles. So this is a really beautiful colorway. I love this one. And actually it's kind of funny that I dyed both of these at the same time. This colorway as well as Makaha were actually featured in knitting the card game, and so I was really honored to be a part of that and have my skeins of yarn turned into cards. It was really fun, and it was a really fun process and such an honor to be included in that game. But this is Bird of Paradise, and I'll show you it on DK just to get an idea of what that looks like. So all the speckles. I love this so much. So that is Bird of Paradise. And the next yarn I will be including in the shop update is Purple Passionflower. And so here it is on my Lonnie sock base. I love this colorway. I think y'all do too. That's why I'm dyeing it up again. But it has so many pretty speckled areas. I think on my podcast last week I wore a shawl knit from this, but I can't remember. It was within 1 or 2 podcasts, so I thought I would dye it up in case you were interested. But this is such a beautiful purple colorway, and here it is on the gold Stellina, the gold Nani twist base. And I don't know if you're going to be able to see any of these sparkles, but it is so fun in sparkle. I think everything looks better in sparkle personally. So that is such a beautiful purple sparkly yarn. And then the last one that I have is called Sights on Summer. I told you I'm just like ready for spring and summer. Always. I'm always ready. Maybe like, a couple days around Christmas I could handle the cold weather, and then year round I am fine wearing shorts if the weather would permit. I would be totally fine with that. But this is called Sights on Summer. This is such a beautiful, beautiful colorway. If you like neons and brights, this is a good one. So I'm going to go ahead and show you a close-up of this. This is on my Lonnie sock base. We have some really beautiful kind of neon, it's kind of a neon pinky orange, like a neon melon color really. And then it goes into that neon pink, and then down into kind of a very, very pale pink, almost a bear yarn, and then lots of speckles. I want to show you and give you an idea of how many different colors of speckles are in this yarn. It's so crazy. And they are tiny micro speckles as well. Just some really fun blends. So this is Sights on Summer. Like I said, I will have the sock sets of all of those And this is the color that will be with the Bird of Paradise, and then the Makaha will also have orange color with it just to match the kind of orange tone speckles that are in this. And then for the Sights on Summer, it will include a 50 gram, so I'm just showing you this for a color reference, and then this really pale pink. So that's really, really pretty together. And then the purple Passionflower will also have this pale pink with it as well. That's what those sock sets will look like. I will have photos in the listings, and so you will be able to see exactly what those sock sets look like paired with the mini accent color. I forgot I had one more colorway I wanted to show you. This is end of the day number 31, I believe. My end of the day line is created with all of my leftover dyes from like 1 or 2 dye sessions. And a lot of times it includes, you know, if I just have a little bit of a leftover dye, a lot of times it is from actually washing out the bottles that I use to mix dyes in. And so it always just amazes me, the different tones that come up with this, or that, you know, that make up these end of the day colorways. They're so beautiful. But this is what they look like this week. There's a few little speckles here and there. It's mostly just a really bright spring green. Got some yellows. There's a little bit of like blues and pinks. Maybe a little bit of purples. I dyed up a sample as well and wanted to show you what it looks like on a sock. So here are the socks I knit up. So here's what it looks like close up. You can just see all of those beautiful tones in there. I really liked how this knit up. It made a great pair of socks. I can't wait to wear these. So these, unfortunately, I will not have sock sets available for these. It's just what I dyed up. And a lot of times, honestly, when I'm dyeing yarn, I do try to plan out my yarn that I will use for that week or whatnot. But a lot of times I just kind of throw yarn into a pan and just dye too. So anyway, these will be full skeins of yarn available in this colorway, end of the day, number 31. I'm pretty sure it's number 31. So yay, such a pretty colorway. But that is it for the shop update this week. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you really loved looking at all of this beautiful yarn. And I do hope you'll join me for my shop update, which is this Friday, February 7th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time at pineappleyarn.com. And until next time, happy knitting, and I will see you later. Bye.